We're coming together through Powerhouse Art Group, and a lot of how I feel what we need to do, what we need to be about, is talking to people, showing them like where we came from, what has influenced us. And for me, how I build, I look at tattoo art because for some reason or another, tattoo art has already broken things down in the way that I understand them. So let's say I wanted to do a sculpture, of a woman. I can't really look at that woman exactly, or even a really nice photograph. But if I look at something that's already been tattooed, like I understand it, like I get it, and then I can kind of break that down, run it through my mind, and I can, create a sculpture. So this is our second podcast, and I just basically wanted to talk about tattoo art. And so I invited 3 amazing tattoo artists and people that have influenced me in my life. And I'll just start at that. So let's introduce ourselves.
Yeah, who wants to start? I'll start. My name is Ricky Sturdivant. I've been tattooing since 1998. Met Tom, how long ago did I meet you?
Probably 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. And then I've known these guys forever. Met Ed a while back. I know Steve since 2001. Local Bloomington kid. So,
nice.
What about you guys?
Ed Young. I tattooed for 30 years. I've been retired for about 3. And just kind of a general artist, for hire. And I've known Tom since he was about 11 years old. And I'm from the area, Bloomington, Normal.
He gave me my first tattoo when I was 12.
Hand poked.
Yeah.
Hand poked.
Yeah.
Yep. In
Yeah.
Brad Euban's basement.
Yep.
Yep.
What was the image?
I still have it. It was, well, it's not true because I kind of going over it, but it was just like it was a cross, I don't know what you call it, like a metal cross almost outline.
Yeah.
And then we did like a little skull like down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it lasted forever. And then when Brad got his actual tattoo gun,
Machine.
Brad, machine. Like he went over, machine. He actually went over it. So like he re-tattooed. So like I was one. He only did probably like 3 tattoos.
Yeah.
And I was one of them. So that's how that all started.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow.
My name's Steve McClintock. I'm from the south side of Chicago area in the suburbs. I grew up there. Been tattooing since 1997. And I've been in Bloomington since 2001. And I've known you for what, year and a half, 2 years now?
I think it's longer than that, but
At
yeah.
least 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah.
We're I guess where we started kind of more intermingling more, like when I started tattooing you more, getting to know you better.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You all know me. I'm Aaron. I don't have any tattoos, so I'm the odd one out here.
Excellent.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe during this episode. I don't know.
You're the cool guy. Yeah.
I guess I'm really just focused on the story of this place and how to tell that best. So I don't know. I guess I kind of want to just ask too, how'd you all get to know each other? What's the setting for that? Paint that for me and tell me about how you came together.
The reason I individually picked these guys. So like I said, I met Ed when I was really young, and so the influence that Ed's had on me is you shaped my life. Like you helped me maybe take a path that I don't know where I would have been without. I don't know if I would have found the arts. And you're one of the most unique people that I've met because I think you created a following, or you created this. I don't know. We talked about it a little bit, but just like the punk rock scene, you shaped that. And what I think, many things I think are really cool, but like in today's age, we can get on the phone, we can get on the internet, and we can kind of look up things and find things, and it's a lot easier to be, and it's a lot easier to create because we can just find it in 2 seconds. But it's you did that with you chose that. You were a founding father of just punk rock, and it was just amazing. And at the time, I just thought, man, this is super cool. Everything on about it just looks neat and really looks cool. And I didn't understand that it was art. You were a living artist. It's everything that you had, just this aura was just so cool. And so that was my that was my influence or my beginning to the desire just to like pursue and be around the arts. But I didn't realize that's like what we were in. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just like everything that you did was outstanding. I mean, everything you're doing is outstanding. Like you look freaking awesome, and you shaped a lot of people. And what I've talked about before, like my mind is like, let's say I'm in 10th grade. I'm more still thinking like 5th grade. Like I fall way behind, so I don't understand things maybe till later on. But I remember when you came to me like, hey Tom, like teach me how to draw. Like I want to draw. Like I really want to do this. And you talked about doing tattoos, man, when we were like little.
Yeah,
You're like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And what I thought was neat about the way you were drawing, at the time I did not understand what it was. And I've talked about this, so let's say you drew a cat, like it didn't look exactly like a cat.
Right.
So I'm like, man, there's something wrong with Ed. Like, his cat's like, it's a scary cat. You know what I mean? Or it's just like, it's a weird cat.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that, how creative that was. And I wish I would have understood it then, because I think I could have improved myself, like on the art side, on what I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I just always thought that was so cool that you were working like so hard to come up with this, I don't know what you call it, like just your style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what kind of, when I started really seeing tattoos and getting tattooed, I'm like, well, that looks like my drawings. Like the paintings I do on the back of guys' leather jackets, they'd come to me and I would just be like, I'll just do it for art.
Okay.
Give me art supplies, and I'll
Okay.
do it for you. Let me keep them.
Yeah.
So a lot of the little punk rock kids go steal art supplies.
Yeah.
And have them paint their leather jackets,
Yeah.
I'd have all this leftover paint and stuff. And
Yeah.
I remember having you, you were young, and asked you to paint that misfit skull on the back of my leather jacket.
Yeah.
Because you were showing interest way
Yeah.
back then in drawing and all
Yeah.
that. And you were just so nervous and excited and all that.
Yeah.
And it turned out great. It was, it was
Yeah.
excellent. And
Yeah.
you did it in oil paint. It
Yeah.
took like a month or two to
No, it
dry.
took like 5 years. He went to pick up his coat. I'm
That
like,
thing
man,
was-
I don't
it
know
had
what's
like
wrong with
5
it. But
layers
it's
of
still
paint
wet.
on it. Yeah.
You put oil on leather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did not dry.
It looked fantastic.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, it looked great. Yeah.
It just kind of smeared a little bit. No big deal.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, but did you understand like that's what like that you were an artist, like you were a creative, or was that just
I would call myself an artist.
you
For
did?
yeah, I
Okay,
did.
okay.
I didn't know what it meant or
Okay.
anything like that. I just knew this is what I was going to pursue
Okay.
in my life. I knew the office job was not for me. Any
Okay.
sort of 9 to 5 sort of thing.
Right.
I just wasn't built for that.
Okay.
And so I just knew that if I just keep doing this, when I was about 12, my best friend got a local business, paid him to redraw their logo. I'm like, whoa.
Okay.
Okay, so
You can make money at this.
Drawing, yeah.
I can, and I never wanted to be rich or anything like that. I just wanted to make a living and do what I wanted to do, what made me happy.
Okay.
And so I just kept pursuing it,
Okay.
And some people liked what I did, and some people, thought it was a cartoon or a joke or whatever.
Okay.
And then eventually discovered tattooing through that.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about your art. We talk about that, I feel like, a lot. Like, what the end product looks like does not matter whatsoever. It's about what it means for you doing it and creating that, and it's just that process. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the hardest parts, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like getting out of your own head and like, is this finished or does this look good? And
Yeah.
like, it's not good enough. And if people compliment you and they're like, oh, it looks great, it's like, I don't know, man. It still doesn't look that good to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The artist is never happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, dude.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, constant struggle.
Yeah. And so like I would like us all to share. Like, I want to encourage people to do well in the arts. And maybe if like, well, hey, I'm feeling like a failure. I feel like I suck. I'm no good. Like I'll never be as good as Ed. Like Ricky does this stuff. Like I can't even do it. So like it would be wonderful if you guys shared just like, oh man, like it took me forever to do this, or you know what, truth is like, I kind of think that maybe some days like I'm just not really that good, or 'cause I had a young girl, I don't know, 20-ish, and she came through here the other day. And what I get all the time is people come in here and I feel like I don't motivate. I feel like I discourage because everybody goes, oh, like I can't do something at this scale or this size or it's just so big. and I always feel like, well, like, damn, like I can't do quite yet what I want to do. And what I showed her was, she's like, well, I like making things, but I don't have the creative process.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come here, I'm gonna show you something. So I had just got ready to throw away some papers that I took off of Pinterest. And I had a picture, it was a very bubbly, it was a black man sculpture, but everything was like emphasized, you know. And then there was an African mask, and then there was this like black sculpture with these ginormous ears. And I'm like, all I did was, I had an idea, I got on Pinterest, I found 5 pictures. I looked at them a whole lot, and then I made those 5 pictures into one. And she goes, man, I'm really happy you shared that with me, because I can do that. I'm like, that's all I do. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to recreate the wheel.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the beauty about the whole internet, though.
Yeah.
Is that you could just, you know, you could pull up Pinterest and see 800 different versions of one thing, or
Yeah.
everyone's different interpretation, and then you can melt it together.
Yeah, and to me, that's not cheating. Like, whatever we have available to us, like, you're crazy if you're not using it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
There you go.
Not only
If you
the
don't use the
access,
tools.
yeah, not only the access to the internet and the tools, but like the method, I think, is what she was kind of
Yeah.
surprised by. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're talking to her about your method.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think a lot of people get kind of caught up in where to start. Like they don't even know, like, you know, you just kind of just jump in sometimes and you don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
So you just go for it.
That's kind of where I was going to go with that. Like, what you're doing is just on one little sculpture, and how's that add up to this? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just that repeated a bunch of times. You're
Yeah,
just
right.
doing small little things step by step and
Yeah.
adding them up together.
yeah.
Yeah.
And somehow you get this place out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like today, though, that like, you know, like I think when we all started tattooing, like the reference material was like you had to really go out of your way to find that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Instagram existed. It wasn't Pinterest. Like it was,
Yeah.
you were looking at a magazine, or maybe it was your favorite album cover, you
Yeah.
know, or it was a graph on a skateboard.
Right.
You know, that was it. And you really like, it wasn't like it was everywhere like it is today.
Or the
you
old
know?
Sessions magazines or something.
And the thing,
Right.
and the thing I love about like the early tattoo culture is that like we all had to find that, and it was you really, if you wanted to be that, you had to seek it out. But now it's like you could kind of fall into it. But I think with art today and what you're saying with the Pinterest, it's like everything is so readily available. All you really need is initiative and drive.
So when you look at Pinterest, are you ever like, oh man, I'll never be as good as that guy?
No,
No, like,
I'm
I
like,
can't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
steal that. I'm gonna take that,
Yeah.
and you know, put it together.
Tattooers are pirates, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a synthesis too. It's not like you're just taking whatever that person did. You are turning it into something new
Without a
because you're actually tattooing that or making those actions yourself. It's
Well, yeah.
something original out of that.
Yeah, you know, it's like I used to skateboard, and when I first started tattooing, I was like, okay, which one's it gonna be? Am I gonna keep skating or am I gonna tattoo? Because I knew I didn't want to mess up my wrist or anything like that. You know what I mean? So I started tattooing more, and I gave up skateboarding. But the one thing I learned in skateboarding, and I think I saw it in a Powell Peralta documentary, and I think it was, I can't remember who it was, Tony Hawk or somebody was saying something. He's like, you know, you go skating with all your buddies, and you don't know that something can be done. You see some dude doing it, you're like, holy shit, that can be done.
Yeah.
And then you know you kind of like act on that and then make it your own version. And it's either intent that you make it your own version, or it just kind of happens, and that's just kind of like a natural thing that you have inside, you know, and it kind of
Yeah.
comes out.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it was for me in drawing and stuff like that. Like trying to find a style it's hard, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, there's so much good reference. There's so many good tattooers and artists out there that you can kind of like rely on, and that's the foundation of it for sure. So you see something done, and then you start kind of catapulting from there. You know, it's inspiring. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Part of my apprenticeship was, you know, tracing. With
Yeah.
the masters that already done, you know, we had all the flash designs on the wall, and a lot of it was just like, you know, everything on this sheet, trace it 3 times,
Okay.
each one, you know, and then you get that muscle memory,
Okay.
you know, and then pretty soon it evolves into your own drawings, paintings, whatever, you know. So I learned how classic rose off the wall.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
a million times, and then pretty soon you're drawing it, but you're making it your own.
Yeah.
Everything morphs.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
think about the actual process of drawing or tracing that.
Yeah,
You're like
the muscle memory.
you're adding
Yes.
yourself into that. Yeah.
Muscle
Muscle-
memory.
muscle
There it is.
Muscle.
Muscle memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Masculine
so
memory.
for if somebody walked up to you guys and like you're an artist, like what's your opinion of that? What do you consider like? What category would you put yourself in?
Oh man, I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday, dude.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like honestly.
Okay.
And I see some artists, man, I go to conventions sometimes and some of these guys are doing some stuff and it's like, how long you been tattooing? 4 years. I'm like, fuck.
That's the biggest discouraging
Yeah.
thing now.
It's motivating and discouraging to me for sure.
Yeah.
I would say it's like, man, dude, that's amazing. Like I'm happy for him, you know what I mean? But damn, dude, like
Right.
I don't even think I can tattoo like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And these guys are doing some shit in 4 years. I'm like, what? And I wonder about that. Like, what's the difference? You know what I mean? And
Well, the information's more readily available
Yes.
to them. They didn't have to,
yeah,
wrestle with some old biker dude to get some information out of
Yeah.
him.
yeah,
You know?
Right.
yeah, for sure. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think you're right, Ed. And you know what I mean? Like it's the information is more accessible and it's taught in a different way now too.
Absolutely.
You're right. Because like, yeah, you know what I mean? I remember asking about my old coil machine to one of my old bosses and he's like, man, just turn it up. And I was like, yeah, but it's not running right. He's like, just turn it up. just give it more power. I'm like, all right.
Cares if
dude."
they
Make it
keep
louder.
splattering all
Yeah,
over
yeah,
you.
exactly,
Louder and
yeah.
uglier.
Yeah, you know. And I'm pretty sure I'm partially blind out of this corner of my eye, or this corner actually, because that old coil machine would be like, like sparking in your eye. It's like a welding arc. You know what I mean? Like seriously, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's definitely one of the cases.
Has the technology helped? Because I remember your old like gnarly, just every time I heard that noise, I feel like I want to cry because I know it hurts.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and now
all
we're quiet.
it's all basically the same. The tools have changed a little bit, but I mean,
You're still putting holes in people's skin.
yeah, it's still
Okay.
the basic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely have switched over to the pen like, I don't know, 6 years ago. And it's saved my hand and my arm from vibrating all day.
Because it's lighter.
It's lighter. It doesn't vibrate as hard. I
Okay.
could wrap the tubes and stuff pretty thick. I was starting to run into the point where just the carpal tunnel stuff got to get so bad I'd set my arm down and it would just burn when I'd rest it on something.
Okay.
And it's just, I think just all the years, 6-7 hours a day. Like there used to be times where I tattooed 10 hours a day,
Yeah.
6-7 days a week. It was just nonstop.
Okay.
yeah. Being a tattooer, you have to be an artist every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day, like
Does
whether
that-
you want to or not.
Does that take stuff away from you? Do you get just like, oh man?
I mean, I got to that point,
Okay.
somewhere in the middle of my tattooing. It's like, oh, geez, what am I doing?
Okay.
But you snap right out of it. You go to
Okay.
visit a different tattoo shop, or even even a museum.
Yeah.
Just like really set you off. Like, all right, I can't wait to get back in the shop. Get back
Yeah.
at
You
it.
got some
That's-
fire under your ass.
yeah.
You get motivated.
Yeah,
It's like the
yeah.
same thing as the Pinterest a little bit too. It's like you go and search for new inspiration, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it changes totally how you work.
Yeah.
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 Well, you
It's-
can look at stuff, the
Yeah.
the Renaissance paintings.
Yeah.
If you go to the art institute, it's like, I can't do that, but you're inspired.
Right.
I think hopefully that girl who's here, came in here and it was the same sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
it has to inspire you.
Yeah.
It has to.
I went to
You're
a
an artist.
I went to a tattoo convention in Philly with my buddy Ryan, and we drove out there because he hates flying, and that sucked. That drive sucked. But it was fun hanging out with him on the way there, though. You know what I mean? But we get there and we can't check in until 3. So we go to the local museum. It's where the Rocky was running up the stairs and stuff. You know what I mean? And we did that. But then we're going inside the museum, and I see this lithograph, dude. This big print. This was made, I don't know, in the 17 or 1800s or something, dude. And you're looking at the age of the artist. This kid was 19 years old, and he made this giant wall-sized print.
Beautiful.
There it
Like
is
he-
on the wall.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
he etched it. He etched it and then made this big print. I'm like, dude, that kid was 19. I'm at the time 32 or something. I was like, I haven't done anything like this yet. You know what I mean? I haven't done anything like this yet. So yeah, that was inspiring. And it was
Yeah.
motivating. He's like, get your ass back to work. You know what I mean? Start drawing more and
Yeah,
start
do what you
creating
do.
more. Yeah, exactly. But it can. I think it's like anything else, man. If you do enough of it, you get kind of burnt out sometimes.
Yeah.
Or you need to refill that reservoir or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So when that reservoir is full, like if you're tattooing 10 hours a day, how's that go? Is it like drag on super long, or does time just like disappear, or what's that like? I
think it's
guess
a
it
little
probably changes.
I think it's
but-
both.
I think
I think it
know.
can be both.
I got really bad ADHD, so it's like
Yeah.
every hour is new.
Yeah.
It's just like I just zone out, you know, like I start zoning out. The music helps, the
Yeah.
conversations. You know, lately I've been playing like a TV in the background too, so I'll have like old samurai films going. So it's like,
Okay.
you know, it's like I'm gonna talk to them, I'm gonna watch a little bit of this, I'm gonna listen to the music, I'm gonna work on a tattoo, you know. So it's like my time at work just goes,
Yeah.
whoosh, and I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit, I got here when the sun just came up, and now the sun's gone,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get up and do it again. And then like when we were talking about like inspiration and stuff and like the modern world of all of this with the Instagram and all that, my biggest thing now is that I can't look at Instagram before bed because I'll start looking at all these tattooers and being like, next thing you know, I'm like triggering and like thinking about what my next move is, and then I'm like, it's 1 a.m, I need to go to sleep, you know. So it's just like I think I drown myself in visuals constantly, looking at and I buy tons of books. Like I have a huge book collection. I spend probably $5,000 a year on books reference. You know, just to open it up and be like, oh man, that's what he did. That's what he did. That's what he did. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a museum at the
Yeah.
tattoo studio. I've told you, like, you need to invite people in that aren't interested in tattoos just so they can be like, oh, like this is, because I think a tattoo shop kind of has a stigma, right? Like, oh, it could be whatever. I think that's going away. Like you're kind of more punk rock right now because you don't have tattoos. You know, I mean, for real.
Yeah.
And like it'd be hard to not get one now, so everybody's got it. But I still think that tattoo shop is just like it's a little scary, right? Like it's a little sketchy. But I think you could bring in like that State Farm crowd and just be like, wow, look at all the art in here.
Yeah.
Because you have so many, like you got the little figurines, you got skate decks, like you got pictures and books and
It's
books
just
and
it's
books.
stuff that we like to just be around. Other people are like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
That's what I
They
was
would be
gonna say.
overloaded.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this
They'd be
place,
overwhelmed.
People walk into here and their brain just breaks. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
looking at any of this is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just a whole experience.
And I feel you have that. I think it would be like a
Yeah.
good marketing thing just to be like being people in off the trail and just come in there and look at just like, who cares if you don't want to look at the tattoos? Just like, forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Look
the
at what
impact,
you have.
I think that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like I remember us having that conversation
Yeah.
time over coffee, and like I think I mentioned it to you, but yeah, man, it's I didn't even think about it like that. You know what I mean? Because like I just go in, I'm like, oh yeah, look at this art is fucking cool, and I'm getting inspired by it, or like drawing something. I'm like, oh check it out, I'll try that in this drawing. You know, but
Yeah.
other people. They don't, you know, people have actually made that comment to me before, like, man, this is crazy. I didn't realize that you guys put this much work into all this artwork.
You guys have more work of drawings, paintings, sculpture in your studio than there is. I can't think of any place else in Bloomington Normal that has that much art.
That's thanks.
Period.
Steve's been
I mean,
collecting
no
this stuff
art
forever.
gallery, no nothing. That's how much stuff you have in there. It's all amazing. It's all
Yeah.
different, and it's just,
Well,
it's amazing.
I've been into this so long. Like some of that stuff is from like my high school bedroom.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and I got into tattooing when I was 17, but like I was doing graffiti and skateboarding, you know, in my earlier teens. So
Okay.
it's just like, I always had a desire to collect the art and the
Okay.
things. But it was funny, someone was in there the other day and they were like walking around saying the same thing. They're like, man, look at all this stuff. And then they're like, what is in that case? I'm like, oh, just a mountain lion skull, no big deal.
Yeah. What?
Like, just for real? I'm like, yeah, you know, like somebody wanted to get tattooed by me and they knew that I collected weird things and they didn't have money. So they offered me a mountain lion skull for 5 hours of work.
Okay.
And then I'm like, well, shit, a mountain lion skull. I'm like, you know, I really wanted to pay my bills today, but
Right. That's pretty
mountain
cool.
lion. I'm like, and then I look it up online. And I'm like, cheapest mountain lion skull I found in that shape was $900. I was like,
You made money that
I was like,
day.
well, shit, I need this. You know?
And I
It's an investment.
I pictured all of your studios because I've been to all of you as individuals, and so here you are, this artist, but you can also see your studio as another realm of what it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you went into your place, you're like, you walk in there, you're like, oh man, this guy's the real deal, because you're sitting in this like creative house, you know, just all this really cool stuff, and it does feel cool to go into a tattoo shop because it is pretty. There's something to it, right? Like you gotta. I feel like a badass when I go in there. I'm like, yeah. I'm cool. I'm in a tattoo shop.
Yeah, that's exactly how you should feel.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
quick quick thing. I had a gallery show years ago, and it was tattoo. That's all it was. So I painted all this flash for this gallery show, and some friends of mine owned a restaurant in town. They're like, when the show goes down, we want to put it up in our restaurant. They put artwork up, and we did that, and they would get complaints. It was a nice place, not like suit and tie, but not Applebee's, you know.
Right,
it was a nice place.
Right.
But the owners were super cool, and people would be like, oh. And I did straight up flash, like
Right.
I didn't do anything weird or anything. It was, you know, crosses and Jesus heads
Right.
and roses and stuff like that.
Right.
It was pretty straightforward, and they were still disgusted by it just because of what it represented.
Because it was tattoo art.
Yeah.
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 And so I was at Jules. This is only 2 months ago, and I was checking out, and the cashier lady, she goes, "I love your tattoos," and the bagger goes, "I hate your tattoos."
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
but then she followed up with, "My son's covered in them from head to toe. I hate him on everybody. It makes you look terrible." I love that.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
for
will
sure.
take that all day long because
I
she
miss
wasn't
that.
picking on me. She didn't say she hated my artwork. And you know, I have family members that are just like, you know, it's not that I don't like what you have. I just grew up thinking like, hey, if you got out of prison, you killed 7 people, like, you know what I mean? Like you shot a cop, like that's what it meant.
Oh, yeah.
And I get that. It's like I'll respect that. But like, what's your guys'? I mean, since you're the ones that are giving them, I mean, what do you hear about that?
Man, it's changed so much over the years,
Yeah,
dude.
it's no
changed.
longer,
It's so different.
It's so different now. You get everybody in there. You know what I mean? I've tattooed nurses, doctors, lawyers.
Without a doubt.
I've tattooed, priests. I've tattooed a priest before, you know?
Okay.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think it's just, there's always going to be a stigma to a certain degree.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think now with how popular it is, all the TV shows that you have, like Ink Masters and all that stuff like that, I think that's becoming more common household names and stuff. You know what I mean? And then you have all the superstar basketball players and
Oh, they're covered.
yeah, you know what I mean?
You
And
don't
like-
even notice it.
And it's right. You know what I mean? And even now in movies, the people that have tattoos are famous actors like The Rock or something, like, just for example.
Okay.
You know, he's got the big Samoan piece that's super recognizable, and
Okay.
even now they're not covering it up for his parts in the movies anymore.
Okay.
It's just like part of his.
Yeah.
He can play a different role,
Okay.
but you still see that physical imagery. Does
Yeah.
that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
It's just the rock. It's not
Right,
the
yeah.
rock with the tattoo. It's
Right,
just the rock.
and it's just a tattoo. You know what I mean?
I think all those people you mentioned that we were tattooing now, nurses and doctors and all.
Yeah.
All those people were getting tattoos. back
Yes.
then, but it was just little tiny thing, maybe
Right.
a little on the hip or on the
Yeah.
ankle.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yeah.
hidden.
Right.
Nobody knew
Yes,
about it
yes,
except
yeah.
their
Right.
significant other. You know.
Right.
But now it's like, you get nurses coming in, getting half sleeves and chest pieces and stuff like that. It's like
Yeah.
that's cool. That's
Yeah.
really cool because
Yeah.
now it's a little freer for people to express themselves. But
Yeah.
yeah, the clientele has really, really changed.
Yeah, I remember I worked at a street shop in one of the first shops that I worked in Normal, and it was next to La Bamba. And I remember when I was first tattooing there, man, I was tattooing a bunch of college kids, and a lot of them were going to school to become teachers. But like you said, I was doing all the undercover stuff. You know what I mean, like lower back tattoos and like hip tattoos and stuff. But either way, regardless, these people are going to be the future of like the next generation, right? So they did see those tattoos sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool. I didn't think about it until that moment. I was like, it's starting to become a little bit more
changing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. So like when we were young, so I don't know what arm it was, but it was at Punk Rock Palace. I was sitting there and you came in, and you just it's like a skull with a band.
Yeah.
That was like the first real tattoo I ever saw. I was so jealous.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ed is just like the coolest person on the planet. Like he just took it to another level.
Yeah,
And I remember thinking, I'm like, how'd you even go do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how'd you pull that off? Like, it was amazing. And I just always just thought they were the coolest thing. So my grandpa had a tattoo on his arm, and it was so shitty you couldn't even read it. Like, you couldn't even tell what it was. I sent you a picture of it. I'm like, Ed. So I actually told Ed, I'm like, I want you to put the exact same shitty tattoo on my arm. I don't even know what it is, but just like copy it and put it on there. And Ed's like, no, man, I know what it is. Like, it was that folded cloth thing or whatever. I don't know what you call it, but it was pretty cool. But I've always just thought they were like pop by, like man, I want a pop by tattoo. And so I have individually got work done from all three of you. Actually, you guys are done everything other than one on my back.
Who's got the lightest hand?
You guys are all delicate, and I don't think it's fair to talk about that.
Who's
with
got
other
the
people.
gentlest touch? Jealous?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm the hammer.
Yeah.
Just admit it.
yeah,
When you want to feel the pain, you go to Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I don't even remember what I was talking about now. You guys flustered me.
I kind of had a question. I guess you're saying the more people are coming in and getting tattoos, kind of leads me to the question of like, what are tattoos about? Like, what is a tattoo to people nowadays? Is that shifting? Like, is there a good tattoo, a bad
Get a
tattoo?
dragon. Yeah.
What's
A huge
that?
whole
Get a
back
dragon.
Get
dragon.
a dragon. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, what do you think I should get? Dragon.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
thing you know, they got a
Back.
dragon.
When in doubt, dragging it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, or a skull, you know?
Can never
Too
go
good.
wrong.
So I remember. So I remember where I'm at. So all three of you, I asked if somebody walked in here and you knew they were making a bad choice. Like you knew this is not a good idea. And I loved, and the reason I respect all of you so much is because all three of you said they're like, yeah, we'll tell people like
Yeah.
that's not a good idea.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, man.
And like you're the first person that I talked to about it, and you know, just by appearance, like, you know, just like this all tattooed up punk rock guy, and you think you would just be like, yeah, you know what I mean, like supporting the bad idea because you're like, it's punk rock, but you're like, no, I wouldn't. I would just tell somebody not a good idea.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask all of you about that because I hold you in the highest respects because of that. 'Cause, like you're doing something to a person, like it's an intimate experience,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
Like
without a doubt.
it's a forever memory. Like it's
Yeah.
an intimate experience that you can't even pretend didn't happen because you're looking at it. You know.
Yeah.
I think those questions tie together pretty closely too.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
So like, tell me about that.
Yeah.
Like, tell me like when you're just like, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Well, it's like for me, it's like the thing with like I was talking about with how much more prevalent tattoos are now. You know what I mean? It's easier. People see it on their favorite musician and stuff like that. They see all these face tattoos and shit and hand tattoos. And now, it used to be you get tattooed from here up and across your chest and your back and stuff first. You know what I mean? Everywhere that's covered. You know what I mean? But nowadays, people are coming in, they're getting, they call them sleeves, and they're going from here down to their hand and their fingers. And it's like, dude, you don't even have any tattoos, and you're going
Yeah.
straight
when
to
I get a
like-
tattoo, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Just start right.
Yeah.
Neck,
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
Just
So
do it on
it's-
your face.
So it's one of those things, you know what I mean? Like I had an 18-year-old kid come in, he wanted a Monster logo on his neck, like the energy drink.
Okay.
And I was like, no, dude, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, why not? I was like, where do you work? He goes, you know, he worked at a deli at one of the local grocery stores. I was like, dude, you don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
Like, just give it some time, man. He's like, well, I'll just go down the street. I'm like, all right, just remember, I told you, don't
Yeah.
do it. You know what I mean? Yeah,
And
exactly.
especially now that Celsius has come out.
Yeah.
It's much cleaner.
I was the wrong logo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
you
energy
might
drink
switch
preference
teams.
might change.
Yeah,
Your
you know,
sponsorship
like-
might change,
Yeah.
bro. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, when you guys have told people no, what was that like for you?
Oh, you have to play that part, you know. It's certain responsibility,
Yeah,
Okay.
for
you
sure.
know. And you know, when it comes down to it, you're turning down money.
Yeah.
You
Well, that's
know?
what I'm saying. Like, I get it. I'd be like,
So
oh,
I mean,
I'll take the money.
that's how much tattooing means to us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
We're-
exactly.
You know, we just don't want to do that sort of thing. You know.
The money's so temporary.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the money's so
Yeah.
temporary, but that is a forever choice.
And for
That's a big
for
deal.
me personally, I feel like if it's a bad idea, it's a really bad idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like I've made so many bad ideas,
Yeah.
decisions, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you know,
And that carries weight, you know what I mean? For
Yeah.
a guy that's just like all tattooed, I'd be up just to be like,
yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea. I hope people
And-
would listen.
And I think for me too, there's another thing too that I've been kind of implementing is like certain stuff. It's like if a young kid that's like 17 or 18, like, you know, just wanting to get that first tattoo, if they want like a spider web or something, it's like I have like the implements of like some of these images where it's like, I'm not putting a spider web on you.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to put things that represent certain things, like from my younger years.
Okay.
Which now I feel like some of that stuff has just been thinned out so far and lost its meaning in the translation. And
Okay.
and I think enough people have gotten it where it's like you couldn't even fight that battle anymore of like,
Okay.
you don't deserve that tattoo. You
Okay.
never earned that tattoo.
Okay.
You know, so like, but me still, I carry like a certain like respect for that imagery
Okay.
and those placements.
Okay. And to me, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys are the real deal. Like, I look at all three of you as leaders in the industry, not only from your art, but just who you are as a character, you know, as a person. And so I think you can send people down that wrong path, or
Yeah, there's
influence just a bad thing, and you know, walk out the door. I'm like, can you immediately that jackass? Like, we just put this on his neck.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Right, yeah.
I couldn't be friends
Yeah.
with that
Yeah.
with that person.
We couldn't live with that.
And you know, with that being said, like I you know, I see some people and I think, oh man, that guy's like super intimidating looking because he does have all these tattoos, you know. But what I found, how I feel, is just like some of the scariest looking people that I've ever seen are the nicest, kindest, softest. I'm not saying like they wouldn't kill you in a second, like you made them mad, but like
Yeah.
you show them respect, like they're gonna give it back. And I always try to, like that real hardcore looking guy, I'm just like, hey man, just give them a heads up, and I always get it back. So it's just like, I know that they kind of carry like the stigma of just like, you know, hard criminal, whatever, but man, that's just not my opinion of it.
Yeah.
Like, softest, kindest people I know, like you guys are all, like I know you guys
That's our
well.
armor. That's
Yeah.
our armor, homie.
Yeah, it is your armor, and it does. I think it does keep away.
Yeah.
Like it does help keep away.
Yeah.
Um,
I think another thing that another big influence on my decision making for like that sort of for this topic we're covering is just like look at the room. Like all of us have been around tattooing and everything for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of us has our face tattooed.
I got one.
Yeah,
that's
but-
barely.
yeah.
I call that hairline.
Yeah.
But
Doesn't
then-
count.
Yeah.
But then look
Yeah.
at the way that social media is influenced. Yeah, I see 19-year-olds with shit written all over their faces.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, at 19 years old,
Yeah, dude.
it's like, yeah, you really
And they got
really
a
made
couple
it
little
great.
chest tattoos too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just look at them and you're like, but then you look at like all the rappers and everything else, and these kids
Yeah.
are just scribbling like all over themselves.
I call those big commitments.
Yeah.
Like that's a big commitment, man. I mean, I've got them now where you can see them, but I always, for me, I'm like, no, I'm not ready for that. Like, I
Yeah.
can't do that because I will judge. Like,
Yeah.
I do. And I'm just like, for what I wanted to do, because I was dealing with public, like, I am dealing with these people that are
Yeah.
offended by it. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go there because I want the opportunity to get business. But that's also my mindset. And maybe I was just judging myself,
Yeah.
and maybe they wouldn't have cared. But now I'm just like, hey, like, I'm ready to kind of put them wherever I want, and those are the ones I'm proud of the most. Like the ones that you can see,
Yeah.
I love that. Like this, just like I think it looks really, really good. I think it looks like super attractive, like kind of sexy. It's like you got all these clothes on, but you still get like this taste, you know what I mean?
Peekaboo.
Like, yeah, just
Yeah.
like, oh, you can't hide those.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's really good bling, you know what I mean? Like it's just, it just looks like cool.
Yeah.
It looks
Well,
cool
I
all
remember
night.
when we were positioning the one for your neck. Like you had your button-up shirt. You're
Yeah.
looking at it. And
Yeah. Like I spent a lot of time and thought on
Yeah,
that.
you
I'm
did.
like, man, this
Actually, that's the thing I've always
forever.
appreciated about you is like you always like send me the idea, the placement, you know, and it's like all mapped out for me. I'm pretty much just like your instrument to receive it.
Yeah.
So I have any of them that you can see, I have drawn on them. I have taken markers, put them on me just to make sure. I'm like, you know, let's look at it just in 2 days. Like, do I
Yeah.
still like it?
There you go.
Is it okay? Was it too big? I had a friend of mine. I can't tell what side they're on, but like we drew it on there, like different sizes and different. I'm like, okay, like I like that. Like this is a big deal. Like you're gonna see it forever. And so I would like I did try to place it right, and you helped me like,
Yeah.
and you even said, no man, like the next one was too big, and you helped me give the position of it. It's like
Yeah.
I used your opinion, and because you told me, oh, I wanted it in color, and you said don't.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it.
Nice.
And after I did the black and white, I'm like, because I would have ruined it in the sunlight because
Yeah,
my neck,
with as much
from
sun
the
as that
welding,
you were getting
oh
in the
my
welding.
God, like
Yeah.
I get blasted here. It would have bled.
Yeah.
And so
Seeing that came from experience. You
Yeah.
know?
yeah, and I was smart enough to listen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
See, and-
like these guys are the real deal.
That's we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And you can wear
So
any
much.
color shirt you want.
Right.
You just
Right.
mesh so well. You coordinate so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Friday night doesn't matter. Monday night doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
just all good.
It's just all good.
So
Pajamas, dress clothes.
yeah. So we got to talk about because every time I go in there, I just feel like the biggest sissy
Aw.
because all three of you guys have seen me cry. And I think it's okay now that we're all together. Like I can admit it. I wanted to throw.
Are we talking
punch
about
you.
while you're getting tattooed?
Yeah,
Or just hanging out.
Just hanging out. You know what I mean? Like we talk about some deep shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you did the one on the back of my head, that hurt.
Yeah.
And then, so I just want people to know, like, if he ever tells you to use that, like the African clear, pain-free liquid shit that you took out of that jar,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
do it.
It's from Mexico.
Oh my God. Like, so he's like, oh, I know, like, we'll get you all tattooed in and I'm going to slap the stuff on the back of your head. It was like putting fire on a cut.
It makes you forget about the other pain.
That's the only reason he's like,
Placebo.
he's
Yeah.
gonna like, oh, it's gonna feel better. It only felt better because my head wasn't on fire anymore.
It was just rubbing alcohol.
Oh, it was terrible, man. Like, so
Worse than your ribs.
no.
I'm guessing you
Yeah.
did the ribs.
I did the ribs.
So the
He
worst.
was not a happy man.
Oh,
That's a
no, I
soul
felt
killer,
so when
man.
I left, I felt like I was high. Like it did
Oh, yeah.
something to me. I shouldn't have drove. I shouldn't have drove home. It hurt that bad.
Yeah, it's
And then-
it's no good. The ribs
And
are
then,
terrible.
and then my absolute worst one was when you did my chest.
Yeah.
I actually had to tell him, like, you gotta stop.
Well, yeah, you had me and Terrence both tattoo you.
Oh yeah, you were double.
I was,
double
Yeah,
team.
double
yeah,
teams,
yeah, I was tag teamed on that
Yeah.
one.
You sat like a rock though. I mean, for the short amount of time that it took for the
It
outline
was
and
horrible.
shading.
I never got a break. It was like, "Pah, pah, pah,
Yeah.
pah, pah." And I teared up. Like,
Yeah.
that was terrible.
Yeah.
And
But you
I
did it.
I did it.
Yeah.
And I did tell him, like, you guys gotta stop.
Yeah.
Like, you guys have.
That's how you know you're making memories.
It was just,
Dang,
it was just the like right center of my chest. I'm like, I can't.
We
Like, I
imprinted
just-
on you, bro.
And he told me, he's like, dude, suck it up. We're gonna finish it. And he did. But that sucked. So what I was gonna ask you is like, do people tap out? Like, do people other than me admit it's like horrible? Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate getting them.
Without.
I can't stand it.
Yeah, without doubt. And everybody's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Because I always see these like, oh, it don't hurt. I'm like, well, you're either full of shit
Yeah.
or like I'm weak.
Yeah. Anytime anybody says to me, "Oh, it didn't hurt," I'm like, "You're a fucking liar."
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Yeah.
It hurts. Sucks. It sucks. Steve got tattooed. He went out to New York and got tattooed for 2 days in a row.
Yeah, 8
Like
hours.
8 hours a day.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Well, even my grooming doll was like, "You just don't move." It's like, "You're wearing me down," and I was like, "Yeah, you know."
And I get clients like that every once in a while, where I'm like, "Dude, you just won't stop." Well, he's like, "No, I just want it done, man." I'm like, "I've been tattooing you for 6 hours
I couldn't
straight."
do
Like,
it.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
yeah.
I can do like 2 hours max. I'm just done. I don't want to do it anymore.
I mean,
like
you
I
got-
want to stop.
But you know what? You know your body though, dude. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I've had people try to go through it and then they start shaking and stuff, dude, and all kinds of. It's yeah.
Why is the question, I guess, a little bit. Why go through it? To me, just listening to what we've all said goes back again to my question of like, what is tattooing about? What's it mean? What's the process?
I think it's
do?
part of the badge. I think it's the badge. You'd be
Well,
like,
you earn a
it
tattoo.
hurt.
Yeah.
It really sucked.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
Like that's part of it. I mean, like that's to me, like that's why like it was punk rock to get a tattoo because it hurt.
Yeah.
Like it was a big deal.
It was badass hurts, man.
Yeah.
Just think about
Yeah.
like the Polynesian culture. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like that's
Face
part of
tats,
that's
yeah.
that's part of their heritage, their culture. You know what I mean? And like that's one of those things where they tattoo you for hours and hours and you don't move.
Okay.
And the more you complain, the less clout you have. And so,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So that's like a rites of passage.
I would have had a little
Yeah,
bitty baby
yeah.
line. I would have been that guy that tapped out.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
you're the one picking the feathers off. all
I
the
would have
chickens
been,
and
yeah.
everything.
That'd have been for the rest of my life.
I
Like,
mean, even like that old Polynesian style, it's like when Western culture first arrived on their islands, they were
Yeah.
like, what are these savages?
Yeah.
You know, they would show up and like on a shoreline, you know, because a lot of that stuff is off the oceans.
Yeah.
They pull up, there'd be like chopped off heads on spikes, and a bunch of face tattooed people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that was like
That'd be
hardcore.
Yeah, it's the shell. You
You
talked
know?
about that toughness before. Like you see somebody with tattoos, and you're like, oh, but
Yeah.
like that's just sort of a shell in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the armor.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I think they actually did that for that reason too. Like
Yeah.
it was also for like intimidation and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
But nowadays in our culture, I mean, it's a cultural thing. You know what I mean? And I think it's also we have subcultures in our culture. In almost every culture, there's like all these subcultures. I think we grew up kind of the same way, all of us, like more punk rock and skateboarding
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the outskirts of regular society. You know what I mean? And I think that was just one of those things that was in in that certain cultures. Like tattoos look fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're awesome.
Bottom line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look
And they
fucking
do.
cool.
And I
Yeah.
think everybody recognizes that.
Yeah.
Like they're just pretty cool. So like maybe that banker, he might judge your flash art. He might like that's offensive. But that's because he was a coward and he didn't want to get it. Like, or actually he did want to get it,
And just
but he
didn't,
just
yeah.
didn't. You know.
My mom will kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
My
man.
wife won't let me.
Yeah. Yeah.
don't
The
know,
wife
it's like-
says no, get to it.
It's like what we said earlier too. You know, like this. I tattooed a guy that was in the court systems. You know what I mean? He represented people, and I tattooed his entire chest, his whole like the whole upper back, and the top parts of his arm, and that like the Polynesian kind of flow and stuff. And nobody knew it. And then when he retired, he ended up wearing a short sleeve shirt to his retirement party, and you could see the bottom part of his tattoo. Then, you know what I mean? They're like, "What are you? You have tattoos?" He's like, "Oh yeah." They're like, "Where do you have them?" And he pulled his shirt off. It's his whole.
Bam!
And they had no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after his retirement, dude, we went all the way down on both of his arms. Like,
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was like 2 weeks after he retired. You know what I mean? He's like, "I've been waiting for this for so long."
Yeah.
He did that though, so otherwise the women would have chased him at work.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was trying to keep a healthy
Yeah.
marriage. Is what he was doing.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I remembered that like gave me a really good perspective on tattoos is, so you got the three-eyed monkey, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and I was just asking you a question. I'm like, well, why would you get a three-eyed monkey? And you said, why wouldn't you get a three-eyed monkey? And I'm like, that's the most genius thing that I've ever heard, because that just like, that makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So like you can just. It makes it cooler, you know what I mean? Because it's like, why wouldn't you get a three-eyed monkey?
Why ask?
Like, I think that all the time. And the other question I always get is just like, hey, like, I've been thinking about getting a tattoo, you know, but I'm not really sure. What do you think? And I told you this. I'm like, if you're asking me,
Yeah.
don't get one. You are not ready.
Yeah.
Because I should have no part of this decision.
Right.
And all I want to hear is, I'm getting ready to go get a tattoo. And it's going to be
Yeah.
badass. Don't be like,
Cool,
man.
what are you getting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you going to get it? Don't get the chest.
Or your ribs.
Yeah, or the ribs.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but some of the clientele that I tattoo, you know, it sucks for them sometimes because they tell me all these stories about, man, I'm just working for my pension. You know what I mean? And like it's one of those things where some people just go balls out because they want to, like this place. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with us when we started tattooing. It's like, I don't know about you guys, but I was broke as shit when I first started tattooing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But you stuck with it though.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like there was a couple times that right before I met Steve where I had a nice sweater vest on and a little fucking tie, and I was getting ready to go to the local, you know, where the temp agencies and stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then the person would walk in and talk to me about a tattoo. I was like, fuck. It happened twice. Where I was so broke, I was like, I gotta go get a fucking other job, dude, and
Yeah.
do this on the side or something. And both times somebody came in for a tattoo, I was like, all right, this is serendipitous. Dude.
Yeah.
I have to stick with it.
Nice.
And no matter how broke you are, you fucking stuck with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't even know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
I think it's just the fact that, like you were saying, you know, you should just do it. Why not just get that
Yes,
three-eyed
yeah.
monkey tattoo? You know what I mean?
That's like that should be a life lesson. Like that needs to be a quote. Like we need to put it out there. So it's like,
We should make a bumper.
why wouldn't you
bumper
get a
sticker.
three-eyed monkey tattoo?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that should help people out. That's incredible. Like why not?
Why
you know,
not?
it's just- I hear that. Well, why did you build your house here? Why,
Also-
why wouldn't I? Like, can you tell me why I wouldn't? Like, why would you put a hole in your wall? Like you live in your house every single day, all day. Punch a hole in the wall. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what you want to do, punch a hole in the wall. Who cares?
Ed,
Like,
did
if
you
that
even
makes you happy.
think? Did you even think about why you would get a three-eyed monkey tattoo when you got it? Like, did you even think about like if you were gonna get it or not?
A friend of mine had painted it on a sheet
Yeah.
of flash, and I was like, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I'm like, put that right there,
there.
you know.
didn't take thought to.
Yeah, you had monkey wearing a fez.
That looks cool.
That's what.
It's gonna look even cooler on my arm.
I get to carry that thing forever, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So every time I've got a tattoo, with the exception, and I'll show you on my arm, after I got it, I'm like, that's always supposed to have been there. I don't even know if it was my decision. I just went and got,
That's
like,
magic.
I just went and like, I was supposed to go there that day. I went and got it, and then I always go in the mirror. I'm like, yeah. Like I can't even imagine what I would look like if I didn't have it.
Oh, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Like it would be.
It's
like,
crazy when you see the older pictures.
Yeah.
without 'em.
Yeah.
Who's-
Like, oh my God, I'm
who's
naked.
that?
That's
You know what I
missing.
mean?
Yeah.
So this one, this is the only one I ever got where you did this in Galesburg, and I told Ed, I'm like, Ed, like, I'm gonna get something that impresses the ladies. I'm like, every woman wants flour and candy. So I'm like, here's what I want. I want flowers and candy with some skulls in the middle. He's like, yeah, dude, makes total sense. And I was driving home, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to hide that, you know, and like a couple days later, I'm like, it's always supposed to have been there. And this was my first taste of the sleeve wouldn't quite cover it when I had my shirt on.
Yeah.
And so I actually tapped out here. We had it drawn down to here. And we got to right here. I'm like, I'm either going to pass out or you're going to stop.
Oh yeah.
That was horrible.
'Cause I was gonna make that stay. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it hurt. But so this is the only tattoo
that
I've
angle to
ever got where I'm
35
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it in there, dude. Let me see that palm again.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
still
Hell
solid
yeah.
as well.
oh, it hurt. Like it,
Kudos, dude. Good job.
yeah, I only teared up like a little. There's nothing that came out.
Yeah.
But so that's the only one I ever got where I'm just like, oh man, like maybe I pushed the envelope a little too far.
Yeah.
But even after that, you said a couple days later, you were like, "Oh, that
Oh,
was
and
supposed to
I'm
be
like,
there."
I was just driving home. I'm like, man, maybe I went a little too far on that one. And then I realized, like, no, man, it's like it was.
Yeah.
It was,
Well,
it
it's
was
like
supposed
we used
be
to
there.
call these job stoppers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, because nobody was going to hire you if you had something below your, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have my.
Yeah, and a lot of tattooers go that way. They don't do their necks and hands
Okay.
and stuff like that. It's
Okay.
just, you know, everybody's different, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never heard that like a job stopper, and I think it's super cool that you say that because
Yeah.
and that's why
it's
I
an
res-
industry term.
I respect the older generation for being like, that's a job
Yeah.
stopper.
Yeah, like he was talking about with the monster logo on the neck. It's,
Yeah.
again, job
Yeah.
stoppers.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, so
You
it's
know?
cool that you guys
Yeah.
one stop that, but I do get the stigma. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, he's working at McDonald's now for the rest of his life.
Well, the tattooers, you know, we were getting these because we're this like, okay, we're in it for life. You know, I'm
Yeah.
doing my knuckles,
Yeah.
my hands. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
Yeah.
this is it. We're
That's it.
In it for life, man. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting a good job after this. You know, regular job.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so how's that feel seeing now that tattoos kind of going more into the mainstream, even ones that you can't exactly cover up? I don't know, how's that?
I'd like to
What do you
tell all
think?
those people you're welcome.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know.
Because you got treated like shit for it. you
Oh,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Hands down, and
Yeah.
I remember that. I recall that.
Oh yeah.
You know, as a young man walking around with you, I remember people like staring, like
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah.
I don't know what they thought, but you could see like they were looking.
But we were used to it before the tattoos, you know, mohawks, you know,
Yeah.
leather jackets, all that. You know,
Yeah,
so
no
it's the
shit,
same
yeah.
kind of thing. We're getting
Yeah.
shit from everybody. That's when I
Yeah.
learned to like, you know, smile at the cashiers and stuff because
Right.
it throws them off.
Yeah.
You know, because they're expecting you to be like, "Bleh," you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and all that shit. You know, but
Yeah.
you just smile at them, say thank you. They're like, whoa,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, like it throws them off, and I still do that today.
Yeah.
You know.
So I was gonna bring that up later. So as a kid, I said you influenced me. You never influenced me in a negative way or a negative manner. And you said to me, I remember this as a little kid because you were always punked out, right? You're just like, I actually want to treat people better and with more respect. And you said, I love opening doors for people because they don't expect it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then and I remember seeing it, they'd just be like, you know, they thought this guy was going to steal the wallet, right? But instead you're
Yeah.
opening the door and,
Yeah.
and bringing them in or being kind or carrying the bag or the groceries.
Yeah.
To me, like, that's punk rock. Like that's, you know, you have this image or the way these people are expecting you to do it. And you know it. Like, you know, you could be this bad person and people would just be like, I figured that's what I expected.
figured,
But
yes,
you didn't do
exactly.
that.
No,
Like, you
I
didn't
tried
do
not
that.
to. I did for a while and it didn't work.
It doesn't.
It's
It
like you
doesn't.
do- yeah,
You
yeah.
don't know who you just open that door for. I mean, they could help you out on a bad day, right? Like they could be this person that's got this
Exactly.
opportunity, and they're looking for this guy that opened this door up, right?
Yeah.
And that was cool that you did that.
And their kid might turn out like us, so
Yeah.
maybe they'll be a little easier on that kid instead of what we went through.
Yeah.
You know.
And I always thought that was like the coolest thing. I'm like, man, here's this like punk rock, like, you know, you didn't have all the tattoos at the time, but you had, you know, crazy hair, leather jacket, and all this stuff. You were a gentleman, like, and that just speaks volumes. Like that, you know, I didn't know you guys when you guys were younger, but I mean, we had the same story. We were skating, you know, just having a fun, quick, fast life. And then I also felt like you never influenced like a drug side of thing. Like you always told me, like, stay away from that shit.
Yeah. Well,
Do not
from
do it.
experience.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause,
You know what I mean?
I
Like-
liked all that shit.
Yeah.
But all the younger guys, like you and James and all those kids. I was
But
like,
you
man,
never
just-
influenced it. You're just like, don't. Like, you guys got a
Yeah.
lot going on for
Yeah.
you.
If
And
you
then
did,
this-
I didn't say anything, but you know, I don't know, I had to get my 2 cents in, I guess. Because
But,
you
I
guys
mean,
all
to
looked at
hear
me
that
like
from
a
a-
big brother.
Yeah, but from a
Kinda.
mentor standpoint, where you could have been like, yeah, do this, you know what I mean? Like, this would be great. Never did that. So again, like that's something I just seen like, man, that's like an outstanding character where you got this person that's learned from life lessons or whatever, not and you're like, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But if you do, let's do it in a safe manner. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
let's not be stupid about that. And I saw you do that for so many people. Like, so here's this like this punk rock guy, but like your heart is soft. And I always thought that was super cool. And I thought you guys like do the same thing. Like, I don't see you influencing somebody in like this negative manner because, you know, like you look the part. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you gotta like play that part. And I think that's what's changed the tattoo. Like, you
Yeah.
know, there's these amazing, great people of all walks of life,
Yeah.
but they're still covered up, you know?
Yeah. Well, I got this mantra. It's like every day you wake up, you try to be as little of an asshole to every person you meet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because somewhere along the line, somebody's gonna think you're an asshole, but you just try your best to not be an asshole to everybody.
Yeah,
As
you could,
little of one as you can be.
you could be the only person that was nice to that person that day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That's
I
a
know what they're dealing
huge.
with.
That I always think about that. You know, I've watched so many people take their lives, and you just think like, what if they would have had just a different day that day?
Yeah.
Or like, what if that right person would have said the right thing, or
Yeah.
you know, like you could have that impact.
Yeah. This guy opens the door for you.
You know?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
seriously.
Oh yeah.
Carries the groceries
Yeah.
out, the old lady. Like,
I mean,
That
I
would be
always
the
I
best
always
thing of
run
your day.
on Constitution Trail, and I always make it an effort when I run past people to say like good morning and stuff
Yeah.
like that. you
Yeah,
know?
man.
And some people like are like, hey, good morning. Some people just look at you like, shut up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, you almost want to go back and be like, you need a hug or something.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about it? You know? Like the other day I was at, I think I was Home Depot, and I stopped and I let this guy like go in front, but he was like kind of waiting to walk across, and I stopped, and then I let him go in front of me. He walked across, and as he's walking across, he's shaking his head. The first time this has ever happened to me, like being nice enough to let you just walk in front of me, and I was just like, well, fuck this. I'm like, dude, I was just trying to be nice to you.
Yeah.
And then he looked at me, he goes, well, you're wasting both of our times now.
Really?
And I, like, at first, my natural instinct, like, from Chicago Heights was, I want to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. Like,
Yeah.
and then I just, as I was driving away, I was like, man, I bet his life just sucks.
Yeah.
I was like, I should go back and maybe talk to him, you know, and just see if everything's okay.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, like, but my initial instinct was just like, I was like, what? I'm like, just rage. And then
Yeah.
after I thought about it, you know,
Yeah.
like, that's the thing. It's like, you don't know what's going on with people.
No.
He just needed a dragon tattoo. That's
He
Yeah.
did.
Dragon.
Full
Make
back
everything
one.
better.
Maybe that's what was happening.
Yeah.
He saw
jealous.
your dragons. He's like, dragons and a tiger? Damn, what am I doing? Man?
Double down.
Save some women for the rest of us.
Jeez, man. Yeah, it's not.
No, Steve, I will say that for you, man. Like, you've always been pretty good about, like, allowing people to be in whatever position they are at the moment, dude. So that's pretty cool of you. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool of you. And it does make a difference, you know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the cool things about being a tattooer is, like, so many different stories, but we're all dealing with the same shit. It's wild. It's crazy. Like, there's so many different looks and varieties of life, but we're all dealing with something. You know what I mean? There's always been something going on with us.
Yeah.
I think one of the hardest things when you first start tattooing is having to realize that you have to deal with the public.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and it's that intimate one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard.
Okay.
You know, because we're used to being, you know, thought of a certain way and all that, and just our first reaction is I want to hit you. You know, and all that changes. You know, you have to deal with the public, and you know, everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know, every interaction is going to be one way or the other.
I never
So
thought about
that was really hard. I worked the counter at a street shop when I was apprenticing in Chicago, and it was, you know, all walks of life coming in. You know, and a lot of, you know, back then a lot of derelicts and,
Okay.
and stuff like that. You know, not a lot of normal people back then. And it was really, you know, it's really hard. It's like, okay, this guy, I got to be kind of tough with this guy, and kind of hard. And other people, you got to coddle. You know,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be okay.
Right.
And it's a hard skill to learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's as
Yeah.
hard as tattooing.
Yeah.
You know, dealing with people.
I mean, that's a people thing as much as it is a tattoo person thing. Like
Absolutely.
that's just how you have to be with people
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It makes it special, I would think. I mean, all you
Yeah.
guys are. Me and you get together for coffee on Sundays, man. I really enjoy what we get to talk about and things like that. And
Yeah.
I never thought about that. Like you guys got to tap into that maybe 10 times a day,
Yeah.
like with what you're doing.
Pretty much
Like, kinda-
therapist.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. for
Like
real.
I feel confident that I could do therapy for people.
Well, you kind of are.
So-
you
Yeah.
know.
Some people refer to tattoos as therapy.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
totally.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's just like after 30 years, you've heard it all. Like
Yeah.
nobody sitting in that chair can tell me something that's going to surprise me anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that
Yeah,
completely.
like you've heard the best shit and the worst shit in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're like, who else knows about this? Just you, man. Like,
Right. I didn't want to know this.
I just met you like 2 hours ago, bro.
Yeah,
Like, what
people
the fuck?
spill.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. I think there's something about being in that intimate
Yeah.
bubble. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And
without
like
a doubt.
you're touching them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For
I mean,
hours sometimes.
Yeah, you too, as the person giving the tattoo, you're like fully present in what you're doing, and then having that person in that chair just thinking about their thoughts, like, I don't know, makes listening different. Probably you probably hear them on a different level than most
Yeah.
people hear each other nowadays.
That's just you,
Yeah.
Tom.
I admit it. Like I can't stand it. Every time I get a tattoo, I am never doing this ever
Yep,
again.
every
This
time,
is stupid.
man. Every time.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And I think too, like if you know when you do like you know sometimes I tattoo people for 6 to 8 hours straight. Like if I leave them in their own head, they're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I gotta talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, it
that's true.
helps them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
It's like you know, like do you, especially because I do a lot of sleeves and backs. It's like if you're gonna come and only do 3 hours at a shot, you know, on your sleeve, we're gonna be here forever. So I want them to sit minimum 4 to 8 hours, and then so you have to like keep them engaged.
Yeah,
So since you're living the lifestyle of art, like music is a big part of it. So
Oh,
same thing, back to stigma of the tattoo shop. Like you know you're gonna go in there and hear music that's just like constantly just like, oh my gosh, like I gotta go to church now. So, like what's you know, like whenever I go to it, I mean you guys are always playing like this just beautiful punk rock music, like it's just it fits the noise of you know and all that. So to me you're living it, you're doing it, you're seeing it, you're listening to it. Like I don't know what else or another industry that somebody could go into and live in and as deep as like what you guys do. Because you see it, you're doing it, you're listening to it. I think the music is like a big part of that.
also in that, like, what is it always punk rock music? Do you switch it up? What's that like?
It's
Yeah.
our generation,
Yeah.
so it's just naturally what we do. But I think we probably have other things that
Oh
go
yeah,
on.
for sure.
You know, I was just in a shop that just played, I don't know what it was just very ambient
Yeah.
music, you know, and that was the style of their shop.
Okay.
But they're not our generation, they're younger
Yeah.
and they're...
If I'm getting a tattoo, like I need music that says I want to punch somebody.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
otherwise,
that's
like-
kind of what,
Yeah.
I think we all think that. And it's what we grew up with,
Yeah.
you know, it's what we wanted, you know, we wanted to look how we wanted to listen to what we wanted, you know, and
Yeah.
draw what we wanted, and, you know, we worked our asses off to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's different for every shop. I think it's different for every. I mean, we play all kinds of different stuff. You know what I mean? Like we got a newer kid. He's 23, so he fucking loves Creed and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like legitimately loves
Yeah.
it.
You're fired.
I know. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
you
we'll-
can work on Sunday afternoons.
So every once in a while we'll play it, and he'll be like, "What? Oh shit, really?"
Yeah.
We're like, "Yeah, dude, enjoy, man."
Like, we all get a taste.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right on.
We'll all go
Hip-hop.
back to 1997.
Yeah, yeah.
For
Yeah,
every
he's-
radio station. And
the fucked up part is that he's 23 and he thinks it's like throwback, and I'm like, "Fuck, I was in high school when
Oh,
this
boy.
shit came
Yeah.
out." It's like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, damn it, dude. I didn't even listen to it then, and now I'm listening to it. What the fuck now?
So if you guys could like motivate, again, I think it's important that, to me, I see you as all superheroes. And so as a superhero, we all know what you're really good at, right? Like everybody knows, tattoo, and you help create different things for other people, but like what could you do better, or what could you show? Like tell something like the tattoo, like the three, I'm like, I don't know, just because. Well, what would have helped you find your confidence, or maybe like, are you missing confidence sometime? Like,
What's your weakness?
yeah, what's your weakness that to me will show your strength, you
Yeah,
know, because
yeah.
you're all viewed as professionals or masters of your trade. And we were talking before we turned this on, you're like, well, my goal is to be better than I was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to me, that means you know that you could be better. There's room for improvement, and you're acknowledging that maybe you're not where you even want to be yet. And
Yeah.
when we were together, like I always watch your guys' stuff. I'm like, man, you guys are like, you're making improvement here. And I feel like yours are like you're tattooing paintings. Like I think it's really neat. So how could you help motivate somebody that's feeling like they're not doing well?
I think for me, I think you need to be around a bunch of other artists. You need to be able to be open to critique. You know what I mean? You have to be able to, yeah, huge. You know what I mean? And because if you don't, you're just gonna stay stagnant.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You gotta put your time in, and all those times where it sucks and you think you suck and you're terrible. That's where you need to be sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's the only thing that's gonna
Yeah.
make you better, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you gonna get any better if you think you're already fucking on top?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You need to be there.
Yeah, and even now, I mean, I've been tattooing since '98, and even now, I'm still asking Steve, like, what did you think?
Okay.
And he'll be like, I don't know if I like that. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, cool. You have to take it in though.
Okay.
You got to be able to be open to it for sure.
Yeah, we openly talk about it, the
Yeah.
positives and the negatives, or what
Okay.
could have been done, or maybe go this approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the positives always feel great, man, but the negatives are like, that's actually where the fucking growth is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's actually what's gonna change something for you.
Tattooing can be very collaborative,
Yeah.
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 especially with a bunch of like these guys shop. They're all really fantastic, and
Okay.
just them being able to bounce things off of each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to be an amazing scene.
Yeah.
When you've got an apprentice or somebody you're trying to teach, like where do they struggle? Where do they succeed? And kind of what
Cleaning the
advice would
toilets.
you give somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you should start.
You
should.
can't do that to them anymore.
No,
They
no,
have,
no. That's changed so
sensitivity
much.
issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a
Can't
safe
beat them
space.
up anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of starting at the bottom of the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
Because if you're
Yeah.
successful at the bottom, nobody can take that away from you.
I guarantee all three of us did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember you always talking about, like I was talking like, yeah, dude, I got to make needles today.
But
Yeah.
that's how I.
And like
that's
you
how-
was like, what did you? I made freaking needles today all day.
I live with Scott Harrison. BSwell is his moniker, and he was my roommate, and he taught me how to make needles because he was apprenticing at a shop, and also when we started tattooing, he got really busy, and when you were done tattooing back in those days, you were making needles for the next day, or as much as you could, 'cause you were tired all day from tattooing, but you still got to make the needles, clean your shit and all that. So he taught me how to do that. I would do that in our apartment while he was out tattooing, and then
Yeah.
being able to make needles is what got me into a shop.
Okay.
So I
awesome,
could
dude.
make
What's that-
needles for the whole shop.
Yeah. What's that teach you? What's that like? What's the point of that? Why have the apprentice do that? I guess too.
I mean, apprentices don't do that anymore.
No.
But back in the day, even.
Yeah, well, that's like the bottom. That's the shit people don't want to do.
Okay.
We didn't want to make needles because you had to do it after you worked all day. It was like side work, and you know, and back then, you couldn't buy your needles. You
Yeah.
had to make them.
Yeah.
So, you know, you make the apprentice do it, you teach him how to do it, and then he'll know how to do it in the future. That's
Yeah.
just, that's where you start.
Earning your wings.
Yeah, yeah.
It goes back to the like sort of Pinterest thing I think from before, where it's like, how do you even do all this? Well, you just go and find some inspiration and do one small thing, and it all adds up to this. Like that's where everybody starts, and you just have to start.
You know, you asked like what was the point of having the apprentices do that shit. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's important for them to. I think it's a couple different reasons. You know, one of them is you're putting this person through the ringers so like they can show their dedication to what they're trying to learn. You know, what I mean that's so critical, especially nowadays, dude. People or they just want that shit now.
Yeah.
They think they're gonna come into a shop and be like, here's the machine. This is how you do it, and then you're gonna know how to tattoo right away. And it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that first of all, it shows dedication. You know what I mean? And because it takes a lot of time to be able to make some needles, dude. And then secondly, you're learning a craft. You know what I mean? You're becoming a builder. You know what I mean? And tattooing on a very basic level is about craftsmanship. You know how to apply the ink. You know how to work the machine. You know how to tear the machine apart. You know how to put it back together. You know how to make the needles that do all the ink and stuff like that for you. You know what I mean? It's important to learn those things. You know what I mean? At a base level. So that way, the things that you're doing, you know how to operate it from ground up.
Yeah.
And things click a little bit more that
It
way.
becomes muscle memory.
It becomes more of a muscle memory. And you can also look at other needles that you eventually started buying, and you can be like, this is a shit needle. And I know,
Oh, yeah.
I know
That's
exactly
no lie.
why it's a shit needle. You know what I mean? Because after, it's like anything else, like we've been talking about, you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. You get better and better and better at it.
Yeah.
You know, and technically speaking, I've taught you something that you can now do with your hands that nobody can ever take away from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a trade now. You know what I mean? You can literally make needles, make a bunch of them, sterilize them, clean them, go to shops and sell them even. You know what I mean? And people will buy that shit if it's
Yeah.
good, dude. And they like your stuff, they'll fucking buy it up.
Yeah, you go get a job somewhere else.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, totally. Yeah,
because you
can-
have that skill.
Exactly.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And nobody can ever take that away from you.
Do you guys believe in like trade secrets, like something that makes you, better? Because like you just said, you're like, man, back in the day, you had to like beg the old guy, like, dude, just give me some tips.
It's all online now.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
out there. There's no more secrets. It started with those damn television shows.
Yeah.
And everything just kind of.
Now you can just ask ChatGPT.
Yeah. A friend of mine, Scott has said once, he's just like, man, as soon as you can buy a piece of crap, tattoo machine off of Amazon, it's all over.
Yeah.
And he was 100% right.
Yeah.
Right. But would you give somebody that secret, that trade, that like, hey man, like you're struggling here, I'm gonna give you this tip. Would you guys do that?
Oh, amongst each other?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely,
Amongst,
100%.
yeah, amongst the people that I think
Yeah.
deserve that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
To pass the knowledge on to the trade. So
Yeah.
I believe in. So I struggle there in my material. Like I have the ability to sculpt, but I'm still lacking the knowledge of really good material, right? And people won't tell me what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, you won't tell me how to make a blend of concrete that even if I hit like the best that I could ever be, I will never affect you, and you won't tell me that. I think it's the most offensive thing in the arts that I've ever run across. I will tell anybody anything that I know how to do, even if at the end of the day, like it took me out of a competitive market. I will teach you and show you my skills.
Yeah. It's the whale. You're looking for the like ultimate sort of thing within a small niche kind of section of the world, and like
Yeah, that's just
trying
like
to figure out how to do it. You
help
just
the
have to
guy
find the
out.
right-
Somebody's wanting
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah,
you
the
know
right
what I mean?
people
I
No,
think
give
I
them
think
the
though I think
secret.
the cool thing about that situation though is that you ask that person, they're not going to give it to you, but then you might ask two other people, and then you'll get two different answers from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you do get the right answer and you do get the right stuff, you're so appreciative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that guy that told you no is going to make you appreciate when you finally get the right
Yeah.
answer.
Right. I agree with that.
Like,
I I will never hold that secret. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, this is how I do it, and I hope you become better than me.
Yeah.
Like I want, and when you're talking about like, hey, just be around people that are really good, be even better than you. Like, surround yourself by people that are better and acknowledge them better,
I think that's
and you'll hit their level.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know,
And
but
shut the fuck up and listen.
yeah, that's an art. Like shutting up.
Yeah.
It is an art. It's taken me 50 years to figure out to just like, I'm gonna shut my face.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shut my face.
Yeah.
That's a long time to learn that.
Yeah.
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 That's the secret to art.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely that
Just
is.
shut your
That
face.
is the secret to art.
That's the secret to life.
Yeah.
Shut your face.
It was funny because we were just having this conversation with Trevor, who's 23 at the shop, and he said to me, he was like, "I'm happy that you don't make like, because he's doing Japanese sleeves now and stuff," and I'm like super supportive of it. He's like, "I'm so happy you don't make it like a competition between us, or like
Yeah.
being like, oh, I could do that better," because I guess that's kind of like some of the things his boss would say to him.
Okay.
And I said, "Trevor, my goal for you is for you to be better than me at some point."
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not showing it to you to compete with you. I'm just,
Yeah.
I just want you to do it, you know, well. And I
Yeah.
was like, and at some point you should be able to beat me. I'm like, you're 23.
Yeah.
I'm like, all the information that I have learned and all the stuff that you're getting to use, I was collecting all this even before you were born.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like you're fast forwarding. I'm like,
Yeah,
you're so far ahead of when I was 23.
Yeah. It's building blocks.
And where he's at 23, it's
Yeah.
two, like, you know what I mean? If some guy came to me and been like, here's all the books, here's the references, here's the ink you're gonna use, this is how you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
shit.
your hope.
I could have saved 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of your hope that the person you're training goes and gets way better than you at something. That's
Yeah.
like the next.
But I think
next
that's
step.
I think that's the thing though. Like with somebody like Trevor, dude, he's got that drive. You know what I mean? And that's,
Excellent.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's done a lot of learning on his own even. And then when he came to us, he wanted to work in a shop where it's like there's more people to learn from. You know,
Yeah.
he saw
He's
the
got a
resources.
90s spirit to him.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
The creed is in his
The
heart.
creed is in his heart. Yeah.
There you go, Trevor. There's your shout out to
All
the
right,
podcast.
that was well played.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I got one. So
Yeah.
one of my greatest life lessons was with Ed. So I was in 7th grade ish, and we went to a Naked Reagan concert at the gallery.
Yeah.
So I walked in, I'm like, man, this is the coolest thing in the world. Like, everybody's all punk rocked out. You gave me a Misfits t-shirt that was like way too big for me. But it was super cool, and I wore it. And while I was in there, like, I got sucker punched, knocked down on the floor, and then soccer ball kicked to the face.
Shit.
And got my ass kicked. And I didn't even fight back. Like, I don't even know what happened, nor do I know why I got my ass beat. But I know that Brian beat that dude's ass and threw him down the steps at the gallery. Like, that would have sucked.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying not to cry, and I went and found you. And I know I was crying, but I was trying not to. I want credit for that. And I'm like, man,
Like you're getting tattooed again.
yeah, I know. And Ed goes, he's like, you didn't get your ass beat. He's like, we're not leaving. I'm like, no, man, like, I just got beat up. And you said, no, you didn't. You got pushed down. We're not leaving.
Yeah.
And you took me back up in there, and I ended up having like one of the best nights of my life because I got this hardcore music and everything. And the reason that was the best lesson in my life was I got pushed down. I didn't get beat up. You know what I mean? And usually, like, no, like, just get back up.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that, like, as a young person, as a young man, getting my ass beat, I don't know if I could have handled it. I mean, that could have, like, mentally set me back years, you know what I mean, to like recover from that. But I went back up there, and this college girl, she walks up to me, she's like, I can't believe you're still here. That is awesome. I'm like, man, a college girl just talked to me. And so I learned, like, no, man, like, I didn't get beat up. I just got knocked
You gotta
down.
get back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You
I
ended
got
up having
back
a
up.
great time.
I had a wonderful time.
People were passing
Oh,
you
they
around.
were. Like,
All
that
through
little
while
30
Naked Reagan was
yeah.
playing, they're all passing you
Yeah,
around.
it was like, it was
great.
35-pound Tom,
Yeah.
you know, like, just getting brought around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got Chumbawamba, dude.
Yeah. Got knocked down and got back up again.
Yeah, and I tell people that story because it's just like I don't give up. Like, I will fight the fight. If I believe in something, I'll give my life to defend it. And I just bring that up because to me that is a very valuable lesson in the arts.
Yeah. That's life.
Nobody will beat me ever. If I just got to keep that mindset, nobody will ever beat me. You can knock me over, you can push me down, but you would have to do that every time you saw me. You know what I mean? and I will continue to get back up. So
Yeah.
a lot of this is just coming from, I will not accept somebody pushing me down. Like it was a life, and that's why I told you I want to give you recognition for that.
Thanks,
That
Tom.
changed my life, and I couldn't handle that as a kid. I don't know that anybody could. Like there's things that could happen to us that'll just shape like, oh man, like I got beat up.
You know anything about that, Steve?
Oh yeah, I know all about it. I grew up in a whole different world
Yeah,
where violence and everything was just part of your day to day.
yeah. And I think there's a great time for violence. Like I'm not scared of violence.
You should be
I-
a violent man.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you should be.
I've been
But
violent.
it's the temperament of it
I love
that
it.
changes it. You have to be
I
like-
choose. I just told somebody this. I choose to be a good person,
Yeah, exactly.
and
That's
I
what I'm
can
saying.
flip a switch.
You know it's there.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
exactly.
daughter watched me just a couple of years ago beat a guy bad, and I was ashamed that she saw it, but I'm happy that she did. You know what I mean? Like I choose
Yeah.
to be kind. Doesn't mean I'm kind. You know what I mean? Not at all. And you know, we've been around fighting together many times,
boy.
and like, but I do feel that kind of goes with like with it too. Like you're one of the kindest, softest guys I've ever met. But I've seen you flip the switch, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know what I mean. And we will defend what's ours.
I think too a big part of that is like your actions don't necessarily define who you are. Like you are who you are in a moment. So if you label yourself as I am a kind person or I am a violent person or I can flip a switch right away, like that's just kind of looking back on your actions in the past and saying that this is what I am. But in reality, who you are your actions in every moment. And
Right.
Yeah.
they can always shift, they can always move, they can always change from what you've learned. And
I saw a
Yeah.
quote. It said something like, "A truly great man knows violence, and he chooses not to use it. And then a weak man is scared of violence, and will never use it." And I agree with that. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you gotta, if you know you can control it, you're okay. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you gotta fight every fight, because I also believe like walking away from it, you won. Like just hey, I'm not gonna do this. There's no pride lost in that anymore, and I can do that now as an adult. I don't have to fight the fight. Just I'm like, man, I don't want to thinking I'm scared, and then get my ass beat. And I'm like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing this.
I
I'm not
came up
doing
with
it.
my own quote if you want to hear it.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
You could rather be a house cat in a sprinkler or a tiger in a waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one you want?
Yeah.
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 That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came up with
Okay.
that one day.
So that to me, like this, I'll wrap it up. It's just
Yeah.
there's so many things that like go with the arts.
Rawr.
I didn't understand it as a young person. You know what I mean? To me, everything had to be exact, perfect, or it was no good.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate the way you draw now as an older person. I'm just like, it's genius. I wish I would have known that when I was young, because I had to quit. I removed myself from the arts because I couldn't make it exact. So I always thought I sucked. And then I couldn't sit down and be like, oh, I'm going to draw a picture of Ricky today. I would sit down and be like, I don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
And instead of just being like, I'm going to trace cartoons just for the experience, I felt like I was a failure because I didn't have this like great creative process, which I still don't.
But that's the best part.
Yeah.
It's like the best part is not knowing what's next.
And I don't like, so I heard you guys like, oh man, like I had no clues what I was doing.
Yeah.
And if you saw my scatterbrain, there was none. Today I'm just like, oh, we're gonna do this. And the next day I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this today. There was no rhyme or reason to what I did. And from not being scared of failure, right? Like, you can't beat me.
Yeah.
You cannot beat me. And so I come in here, I'm not scared to do anything.
Yeah. Well, and then
What's worst case? Like fall down? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
get back up.
It goes back to the fight too. Like, well, if you view it as a fight or losing a fight, then like you want to go home and leave the show and not stay for the rest of that time. It's that viewing it as no, that just like was one little moment, and now you can get back up and go forward from there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So is there anything else you guys want to share?
Life's a garden, man. Dig it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think that, like we were talking about getting back up. I think skateboarding taught me a lot about that. You know what I mean? Because like you fall and you fall and you fall and fall and finally you land the trick and you're like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all your friends are there like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. And then
Yeah.
just being around the right people, man. You know?
That's the trick.
Being around the right people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to find your group. You got to find the right people that will put you in the hard situations, but for the better.
Motivate you to be better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
Yep.
be there to hold you when you're not. Like
Yeah.
we crossed paths on. I'm like, man, I want to go hang out with somebody. I want to see somebody. So I went to the coffee shop. I'm like, I bet if I go to the coffee shop, I'm gonna run into somebody. And there you were. So like we meet the people when we're supposed to meet them. I met you when I was young
Yeah.
because I was supposed to. You know,
Yeah.
I met you when I was a little older. Met when I was supposed to. You were 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Met when I was supposed to. You're 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just like we
Oh,
were
look at this.
supposed,
Yeah.
like we were supposed to do this. And
But those boots were always meant for you, though.
I'm telling you what, like, these were made for
I'm
Tom.
telling
He
you,
was
dude.
born
There
in
you
those.
go.
Like
Yeah.
that ostrich was hatched out of the egg. I belong to Tom Kirk,
Yeah,
man.
I was excited. These are, I basically wear these and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, things are gonna happen good today.
You're gonna Chumbawamba the
They're
shit.
gonna have
Today's
another
the
half.
Yep. You
Yep.
were right. You were right, man.
Yeah, I love them. So, hey, like, I have a love for all you guys. You've all shaped, like, who I am and continue to do so. And, I hope people listening to it can find their motivation and courage just to, like, go fail. Like, do something, and even if you think it sucks, it's better than the guy that did nothing. Just
Absolutely.
doing nothing, that's no good.
No.
Yeah.
Just,
Not only that, but stop worrying what other people might think of you.
Yeah. Yes.
What
That's
they
the key.
might think
Yeah.
of you.
I've only been in that mindset for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
And if I could have, I acted like I didn't care. I acted like it rolls off, doesn't bother me. It did, you know what I mean? Like it did. And now I can't say I don't care about others' opinions because sometimes it is hurtful, but it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of
Yeah.
a scooch.
Yeah. But it's improved your life.
Helps you.
Yeah.
Oh,
learn.
absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
Well, that's like what got you here.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
We
yeah.
wouldn't be sitting in this structure if you didn't have
Yeah.
those hurdles.
No,
People just don't pick up a welder one day and fucking weld in the middle of a neighborhood
yeah.
because they had a perfect, smooth life.
Tear down their house.
You gotta have some things happen along the way to get here, man.
Yeah, I had a woman walked up. She goes, "I don't know what happened to you, but it was really bad."
Oh, that's
Yeah, I mean, she said it as a compliment, like she knew.
Yeah.
And I'm
mean,
like, yeah,
That's
like,
what
you're
motivated
right.
the documentary. Even was
Yeah.
like, what's the story? How did we
Yeah.
get here? So
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
the only way that you get really good is just to keep
keep going.
putting yourself in odd situations and trying to get back from them.
yeah. It gave me a tattoo of a light bulb, and it
Yeah.
one of the quotes that meant the most to me. I learned in school. It was, Thomas Edison took 10,000 things for him to figure out, like, to make that element light, and he said, I was successful in figuring out that 10,000 things wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So he didn't fail 10,000 times. He succeeded
Yeah.
Yeah.
in figuring out what wouldn't work.
Yeah. You overcame adversity, man.
Yeah.
That's what's.
Yeah.
Well, there's that like Picasso quote about the napkin too. You heard about that story?
Tell it.
Well, like, he's sitting down in a restaurant, he's eating and stuff like that, he's enjoying himself over some coffee and some dinner, and some guy walks up, he's like, hey man, will you sign this, this napkin for me? Will you draw a little horse or something on there? He's like, yeah, sure. Does it real quick, like, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, draws it real fast like Picasso would. He's like, cool, can I have that? He goes, no, that's $5,000. And he's like, what do you mean that's $5,000? It took you like 10 seconds to draw that. He's like, no, it took me 30 years to draw that thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
like
That's
that's
a good
it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what seems like you said earlier at the beginning of the show was the girl walked in, she's like, oh my God, how do I do this? It's like, you just do it.
One little thing.
You just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, man.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, hey, I appreciate all you guys coming here.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Love all you guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Happy, buddy.
Thanks.
Good room of people.
Yeah.
Love the
I really
energy.
feel the energy.
People. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wonderful energy.
Yeah.
But thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah.
And thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Peace.
Dude.